Dude!
Whoa.
Look at that peak. It's kind of gnarly right now.
How's it? You know the rules. Aloha. Best surfer in the world, Sterling Spencer, and Cousin Ryan presents Pinch My Salt.
Have you ever named a surfboard?
I haven't.
You've never named one?
Old Betsy here.
Like, this is Sarah.
This is my board, Sarah.
Yeah.
Kelly had this funny era where he drew chicks on boards, and I think he did that
Weird.
on every board.
This is Pamela.
Well, you know the Penguin movie?
Yeah.
You know the guy?
Yeah.
He's talking about all his boards. He's
Yeah.
like, this is Shaniqua.
Yeah, this is Brianna. You know why we call her that.
You know why we call her Brianna, right?
Yeah.
That's from Kelly.
These are my ladies. This is Jill. This is my lady Amy. Little Susie. Brianna. You know why we call her Brianna, right? No.
The writers use Kelly's life in that character.
That is funny.
And Kelly used to have boards, and he called them like, this is Pamela.
And he's the douchebag of the movie.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to say it.
We didn't write the movie.
I mean, you just called Kelly out pretty hard.
No.
But they put Kelly in that movie to trick him to think it's not him. Because he has a starring part with him and Rob.
Oh, yeah. They're on the news or something?
They're two penguins. One's bald and one has the hair.
Rob's hair.
And they're announcers.
Yeah.
Rob told me he was in an airport once.
Yeah.
And Rob said this was the most famous he's ever felt.
From that movie.
He was walking through the airport and freaking Paul McCartney walks up to him.
A Beatle.
A Beatle.
What?
Walks up to Rob. And he's like, Paul's like, hey, I loved you in that Penguin movie.
No way.
And Rob said he was shaking. He said his knees were like, tick, 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 tick. And he's like, what?
Just
yeah,
from...
Paul McCartney. He's like, my son loves that movie.
How did he
You were
recognize
great in that movie, Mike.
We love surfs that much.
We love you in the movie, Mike.
That's sick. I guess Rob does have a penguin-y face.
But isn't that crazy?
That is sick. Pinch My Clips. Brought to you by West Peak.
West Peaking.
West Peakers.
We are peaking.
Do you know who Gary Saavedra is?
I don't.
You don't?
Hi, my name's Gary Saavedra.
He holds the world record for the longest surf ever.
Like riding a wave the longest?
Yeah.
How long?
3 hours and 55 minutes.
What?
It was a river wave behind a boat, though. Here, watch.
Behind a boat?
Gary now has 2 Guinness World Records, one for the longest amount of time spent surfing a non-static wave, meaning he's always moving, and the second one for the longest distance surfing on the same wave on open water.
I'm not impressed by this.
Me neither. I mean, it's...
And Red Bull's paying him?
Let me look at the video quality.
Okay, Red Bull, we'll podcast for 3 hours.
They had to give him ice and stuff because his leg was cramping.
Oh, really?
I mean, Gary's probably a great guy.
It's nothing against Gary. This just isn't that impressive.
Look, my right thigh.
My knees, they sting.
But dude, Gary, however you spell it, say his name, Saavedra,
Gary Saavedra.
has the Guinness World Record for longest surfing ever. Speaking of real surfer, this is my dad.
Whoa.
Dude, he's got a deep belly button.
Jeez, is that where he hid the weed back there?
This is him up in, what's that place everyone used to go to? Your dad and my
Cape
dad?
Hatters.
Cape Hatters?
Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. That's him up there chilling.
Oh my God.
AI Brad Pitt dupes French woman out of 830 euro.
Poor lady.
Almost $1 million or something.
She thought she was talking to Brad Pitt. Poor lady.
So what happened?
I heard she like tried to kill herself over this.
So this fake AI Brad Pitt was like lying that that he needed money?
It was someone pretending to be Brad Pitt and sending AI photos of Brad Pitt
Like,
in a hospital. Like,
dude.
could you imagine this lady? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm saving Brad Pitt and he's going to pay me back.
I know, poor lady.
She thought she was getting the deal of a lifetime.
And only she could save Brad?
Oh my God.
Like, what did
it was
she
a
think?
rush.
If Brad Pitt needed my help, I would do it. What is this? Doink? Did you
What?
see that?
Is that a guy?
Yeah.
He's like a real life dolphin. Yeah.
Dang. What the?
Oh my gosh. So many people sent me this clip.
Really?
This kid is hilarious.
He's a good
Look
surfer,
at
though.
that. Dude, he shreds.
Does he listen to Justin Timberlake?
What goes around goes around. Oh, way back again.
But that's clips of him surfing, right?
Yeah.
So he's a good surfer.
He shreds.
He's just having
It's
fun.
working.
It is working.
No, he has a surf school and he's really teaching this stuff.
Dude.
The problem is with teaching surfing, there's no cool way to do it.
You look like this guy.
I mean, he looks hilarious,
I know.
but it works. He's shredding.
You think it's just muscle memory?
Yeah, I mean,
And then he does something like that.
I think it works, but you look like a total buffoon.
Yeah.
I think this does work, but look at him. Parents,
I
could you
know.
imagine me at the gym?
No.
Running around doing air reverses like just
Oh.
practicing right now,
Yeah. Imagine any other sport like basketball, like
pretending to play basketball.
setting picks for nobody. And like act like you shot it, right?
Or tennis rackets.
Yeah. I guess it could work. Dude, look at this husband.
Skated in.
But look at him. He's about to
He's like, this is the biggest ramp I'm about to go down my whole life.
but look, it looks like he's about to change oil on a car.
What's going on?
He's getting the garter.
What is going on here?
Dude, this skate redneck is killing it.
Is this a Mississippi?
He got a
Is this Theo
Samoan.
Vaughn?
Dude.
Found it.
What a
That
core
was
lord.
kind of sick, though. This kid kind of shreds.
It's
I think he's
Tasman.
like Tarzan something.
Yeah, Tarzan the surf man.
Tarzan. Look at him go. He's
Gee.
kind of killing it.
Ooh.
Look how
He just looked at us.
Jeez, he's going to get some people pregnant.
Does he have the trailer
He
park?
almost tripped over that leaf. What? He kind of shreds.
Yeah.
I saw him. He surfs good, too.
Does he? Have you ever done one of these boards?
When is someone going to send us one of these?
God, the shipping must be gnarly. Dude, is this you in a Billabong model ad? Look at
What's going on? This is my sister every day in LA. Dude, every time I visit my sister in LA, she's like sitting in a weird chair.
in a lady or guy.
And some like lady who hates her life is doing her hair, like smiling through her teeth. Like, look at that shark!
Dude.
He's just trying to take a nip on him. He's like, "How you going, Mike?" No worries.
What is he
He
thinking?
literally almost bit his head off, and he's like, "Nah,
No.
hey, no, sorry, I'm trying to quit."
Dude, look at Grandpa.
Yeah, who needs a surfboard?
Screw my wife.
Ripping the marshes. Look at this gnarly comeback. Screw you, lad.
Screw you, Laird. Dude.
Laird, learn everything from me. Yeah. Spray the marsh. Backside reverse. Frontside tap. Screw you, Laird.
Dude, that guy's living it.
What's funny, back in the day, my dad had this similar setup.
He had a boat?
My dad had this giant surfboard and put a hole on the back and put an engine.
Why?
And turned it into, we would ride around on it.
That's cool. Like in the bayous?
It looked just like this, but it was a surfboard, but
That's
thick
cool.
like that.
Where it
And
is?
he had the engine just like that. And we would be like, yeah.
I never knew that.
But this guy's kind of gnarlier.
Dude, have you ever heard of luggage skating?
Luggage skating?
Dude.
Whoa.
Oh,
Is this at an airport?
I want to see this guy in an
Whoa.
airport.
Jeez.
Samsonite.
Holy Samsonite. God.
Dude.
Jeez. He's like taking out little chicks.
Dude. That would be sick if this was functional. Let's just stare at this.
Okay, this is a lie. This is like a push-up bra.
What?
This isn't that big. This is a push-up bra.
It looks huge.
I know. It's a depth perception thing.
Explain. Because
You know how the moon looks super giant if you have something in front of it
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
compare it to?
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing. This wave didn't even break. Rewind it.
Okay.
Look how big it is. Watch, it never breaks. Like, look at how big it is, where the lip is. It's like, okay, if that wave is really that big, it would break at the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
But watch where it breaks. It hasn't broken yet. Watch, it's not really that big. Look where it breaks. It breaks halfway down.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, it's not all the way down there.
But because of the foreground...
It's still it's a giant monster mush.
But it makes it look like it's 300
that
feet
tower in the foreground makes it look so much bigger.
Weird. I didn't know that.
It's a big mush ball. It's a push-up bra. It's a trick. It's still big.
Yeah.
What's gnarly about that wave is how close it's breaking to the beach.
Where is this?
Like, you can get stuck on the inside. It's Nazaré.
Weird.
I was listening to Koa Rothman and Nathan talk about this. And they're saying the same thing. I'm saying it a little harsher.
Yeah.
They were saying, like, yeah, like Nazaré is like a different monster.
Yeah.
Like Jaws is like Godzilla, I think they were saying. And this wave is more of like a really big orangutan or something.
That sounds like a surfer would say that.
Jeez.
What is this?
Is this a scooter chick?
Dude, Scooter Mom.
Yeah, look, this is fun.
We're back.
Would you ride this?
No.
Really? It looks kind of fun.
Watch, the second you stop. It's a one-time use.
Really? It just sinks to the bottom.
Dude, the Encinitas Banky.
What? A rollerblade chick?
Dude.
Isn't Sheckler do this?
Yeah, Sheckler.
And she's freaking rolling.
This is harder.
Is this harder?
This is way harder than a skateboard.
You think?
No, I don't think so.
It's pretty gnarly.
It is
and she did it in bell bottoms.
I know.
This chick is insane.
Look at this. You wouldn't do this, I don't think. I wouldn't do this. It's gnarly.
Are you kidding me right now?
Sterling.
Ryan, are you kidding me?
Could you do that?
I would never do that.
Oh, okay.
You're telling me roller skates,
dude,
jump down the freaking leap of death
with a Newsies hat on?
With a Newsies hat, tank top, and bell bottoms on?
What a gnarly chick.
No, she's super gnarly.
Like, this should be on every teenage girl's wall, a poster of that.
She should be on Saved by the Bell.
I know. What? Whoa.
This guy gets all the chicks.
I'm sorry.
Hands behind the back.
He was homeschooled.
You think?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you homeschool too long. Like, I remember you got homeschooled for a little bit, and you were starting to get into this. And your mom caught you cheating. And
she's like, you're going back to school. Dude. He looks nice, though. Most homeschooled kids are nice.
It's West Peak time.
Ooh. My turn. Oh. Cheers it, mate.
Chink. Oh, my gosh. It's peaking, dude.
Sparkling vodka punch.
I had to go to the hospital the other day.
Really?
Yeah, and they actually gave me a West Peak IV.
Oh. Get you right back.
If you want that tunnel vision...
Yeah.
If you want that barrel vision,
ooh,
you freaking IV on West Peaks. Dude, I was gnarly. Right away, I like went back surfing.
Dang.
They're like, get him back out there.
That's great. Why did you go to the hospital?
Well, it's a different story. Dude, vodka punch. I don't know if you can go wrong with vodka and freaking punch.
Freaking punch, dude. Dude, 2 grams of sugar, baby.
Gosh, it's freaking... all organic ingredients.
I know.
I've heard some guys, they like started drinking this and they said they feel a lot better.
Really? Just throughout their day?
It's just less of a hangover.
Right.
Like those cheap crap drinks, they get... The hangover is because it's just cheapness.
No, it's all fake crap.
It's all fake stuff.
This is real natural.
Real vodka, real fruit punch. It's all real, dude. And they've won a ton of awards.
I know, dude. Crafted for rebels. Savored by legends. DrinkWestPeak.com.
Go to westpeak.com.
Type in Pinch Myself for 20% off.
24% off.
24% off. You doing all right?
John's not doing the tour this year.
What? Are you okay?
John's not doing the tour, dude.
John Florence is quitting surfing.
He's retiring.
When a surfer retires, is it real?
I mean, he'll be back in a year.
Yeah, come on, John.
John loves sailing too much.
I know. What is that about?
It's probably pretty rad, just sailing across the ocean.
I just don't believe it because, like, Kelly retired and he's back out at a contest the next week.
Well, he's about to do pipe.
Who is?
Kelly.
See? It's a bunch of bull crap.
He's got the wild card. So if he like does good, you know, he's gonna be like, oh, come to the next one.
They just need to change it to the Kelly card.
Kelly Tour. Kelly.
Are people mad at him or sad at him? What are they thinking about John?
I don't know if anyone even cares.
They're like, cool, dude. Does a freestyle surfer ever retire? Says Rob will be doing it till he's 90.
Dude, free surfing was like the biggest fake thing ever.
Like what? Explain what free surfing is first.
Free surfing is when you get paid to be in surf magazines and surf videos.
And just be cool looking.
But the problem is we don't have surf magazines.
Yeah.
And no one likes surf movies anymore.
So
you're stuck being like me. Like you have to be a surf entertainer.
That's the new thing. It's not free surfing. It's entertaining surfing.
Yes, you have to be a surf entertainer.
Right.
If you want to surf for a living.
I get it.
And I was thinking, like, having a logo on a surfboard is probably the dumbest thing a brand could do right now.
You mean like slapping stickers on your
Like
board?
we got our brand on their board.
Yeah.
It's going to really up the sales.
So you don't think that matters?
I think companies, that should be the last thing they care about.
They used to care?
That used to be the biggest thing.
Like I had a Billabong.
They had Kelly had Quicksilver on the nose of his board. That was everything.
People care.
Who you had, what logo you had on the nose of your board.
And is that a fad? That's gone?
Well, I'm telling people it's over. I'm talking to the companies out there.
All right.
If somewhere in your sales pitch is like
Must have.
their logo is on a board right now, you are so out of touch.
Why doesn't it matter anymore?
It's not going to make someone buy anything.
Oh.
It's like the guerrilla marketing's completely different now. It needs to be like, what are they wearing when they're talking on someone's podcast?
Yeah.
Like what are they seeing on their social media?
Yeah.
Like those long, boring WSL like live webcasts, that's not inspiring anyone to buy anything. Like that's over.
But when you were young, it was impressionable for you.
Then it was everything. It's like Kelly and Andy, and they had their logos on the nose of the boards.
Yeah.
So then it was like, I'm getting their wetsuits this year.
And the nose is prime real estate for a
Yeah, it was
surfboard?
like prime real.
Because you see it more?
Yeah, you'd see it like in every picture. You'd see it. You know, magazines was the Instagram of the day.
Right.
The social media of the
Surfer
day.
magazine, all of
So
them.
getting a photo in a mag was like, you know,
Everything.
30,000 views.
Yeah. Interesting.
So now I think brands and companies in the surf world, they have to think different.
Yeah.
They have to think like a TikTok talker.
Yeah. TikTok talker.
They need to bring in like 10 to 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
And like show them visuals, like what
Yeah.
makes you want to buy something, or
Yeah. 10-year-olds.
companies, I mean, they should go just like straight TikTok
I know.
and like board shorts dancing and talking to each other or something.
I know.
A surf brand needs to go to the biggest TikToker with broccoli hair and be like, dude, just
Yeah.
fucking wear these Quicksilver boardies.
I know. Boom.
Boom.
Sell out.
And then you have like one guy on Quicksilver that actually serves, and then use that for the imaging. Like, because it's still a surf brand, you need like pictures of actual surfing.
Yeah.
Pay that guy like $50,000.
Yeah.
Like,
Pay the real talented person
Dude,
less money.
you want to hear the funniest thing on how dumb surf industry is?
Let's hear it.
Griffin Colapinto, who's a total Core Lore legend.
Yeah.
Nothing about him, but the brands around him, how dumb they are.
What'd they do?
So Quicksilver and Billabong are owned by the same company.
Weird.
So the same shareholders are a part of both brands.
Okay.
So Griffin was on Billabong, and Quicksilver wanted to get Griffin to Quicksilver, and they offered more money than Billabong. It was like $700,000 or something. They offered more than Billabong to get him to switch to Quicksilver, but it's the same money. It's coming from the same company having to put the money out.
That makes no sense.
So Quicksilver paid Griffin more and took him from Billabong, but they're owned by the same company.
Yeah, that's the way it
So they're spending more money for no reason because it's all under the same umbrella. It's like the same money is going to come from Griffin no matter what.
That makes no sense.
They should have both been like, you just offer him like $100,000 and we'll save plenty of money. Instead, they're fighting over him and it's coming out of the same purse.
I don't get it. There must be some reason.
Because surf industry people, they're so dumb. You're not thinking bigger. You're not like surf industry is like a tiny bubble. It's like you're not thinking like, how do you actually make money?
Yeah.
Because the surf industry is just going to be like the same.
Yep.
Like you're better off selling some quirky, weird surf thing people need.
Like a fin cleaner.
Yeah. Like, because no, they should have gone to the biggest TikTok broccoli head.
Yeah. Broccoli head.
Be like, dude, we'll pay you whatever you want.
Yeah.
We'll give you Griffin Colapinto's contract.
Yeah.
And Quicksilver would have been huge.
I know, because everyone...
Huge. And then you keep Griffin for like $80,000.
And he's just surfing his
And
brains
he
out.
surfs the contest and he's fine.
He's just way poorer.
And no one cares about that. They care about the broccoli head kid.
Yeah, or a chick.
Then everyone wants Quicksilver. And then they see like real surfing from Griffin. They're like, dude, it's surfing.
Well, what's that show everyone loved? It's like it's up in North Carolina. Everyone,
Outer Banks.
Dude, I heard surf shops went. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. They made so much more money in that area because everyone was coming in buying puka shells and all this stuff just because of the stupid kooky show.
It's the same thing that's been happening since the beginning. Like when Blue Crush came out.
Yeah, belly button rings.
Dude, I remember Interlight that like it went
because of his stupid
girls' clothing took off.
Bikinis.
You can't make the money off surfing. You have to use the image of surfing in another area that makes surfers look cool.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
Yeah.
And the surf industry, they're still, dude, freaking John just got a 10.
No one cares.
No, like as far as branding, no one.
Yeah.
Like they could drop their money down to like $10,000 for surfers if they wanted to.
Then the surfers would be bummed.
Well, they're making winning a surf contest is $100,000.
That's true. So you have that incentive.
I would say, if I was a brand, sponsor one guy for good money.
Yeah.
And then look for broccoli heads.
Yeah.
Look for Outer Banks guys. Like put the money in that to blow it up, and then when this blows up, you're making tons of money. Bump the surfers up.
Yeah.
It's like we need them to get them up. If we're gonna make surfers millionaires again, we have to use the broccoli heads.
Broccoli heads meaning Gen Z nerds on TikTok.
Like you kind of need two purses for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Blue Crush was a good blueprint.
Yeah.
Like it's like you need the kook avenue to get the core money in.
I hear you.
And they're all just still fighting each other over like, dude, we just got the newest kid. His tail blows are so nerdy.
No one cares.
Like no one cares. Like look for the guy on tour as like who talks.
Yeah, who's good at talking.
Maybe start there.
Is there one of them?
I don't know, dude.
I think the only who can talk on camera. Kelly's pretty good because he did Baywatch.
Yeah, Baywatch don't. I don't know. Is there anyone?
Because dude, I was watching that old clip of you.
Welcome, everyone. It is the last day of Billabong week here on The Daily Habit. How's it going, Pat Parnell, Sterling Spencer, Tori Meister, Granger Larson?
And you talked pretty good. You were cracking jokes.
Well, I was blossoming.
Pensacola, not like the typical place for a lot of surfers to bust out of, right?
Yeah, sorry.
No, no, it wasn't an accusation. It's just a fact, right?
Yeah,
It's
I'm from the bottom of America.
Panhandle.
Yep, the
That's what we call
Gold
it.
Coast or
Yeah.
Gulf Coast.
Salt of the earth people, right?
Amazing people.
Amazing people.
The other guys were like, yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, so with that clip, that used to be like an MTV show.
Dude, you're on a mini ramp half pipe. Like,
I think that guy's name was Pat Parnell, and like, dude, that poor guy.
he was trying to
He
just
had to
milk.
talk to all these autistic surfers and skaters.
Like Billabong team, you guys, anything planned? Just
We're just kind of whatever.
Dude, every boarder goes on, they sit there and say the same thing, like, yeah, it was pretty sick, like we were surfing there.
Yeah, he's
and
like, so you
Pat's trying to bring this personality, and he's like, so.
And you were cracking some jokes, getting some laughs.
Well, that was a weird era for me.
Yeah.
Because I had my blog.
Oh, yeah. Pinch My Salt.
Yeah.
TV.
And so I had my own world happening, but the surf industry couldn't understand it yet.
Yeah.
So I had my own world.
Mm-hmm.
I had my own Outer Banks show.
Yeah.
I had my own Blue Crush TV happening.
Right, on the internet.
I had millions of subscribers on my blog.
I know.
So I would go and do this stuff, and it was like they're like, oh, so you got a blog? That's cool. Like they treated it like it was like homeschool project.
Yeah, that's cute.
But it was like I was so famous in my own world. I was a broccoli head.
Right, you were.
I was my own TikTok broccoli head.
Before that, yeah.
And the surf industry couldn't understand it.
Nope.
Dude, they could have made so much money off me.
I know.
And Billabong did make so much money off me.
Really?
But they didn't pay, like, that kid in the clips is Granger Larson and Tori Meister.
Mm.
And dude, they were getting paid so much more than me.
And you were getting so many more eyeballs.
Dude, you could have made millions off me at the
Dang
time.
it.
But they couldn't get it because their brains are in core.
Yeah.
And I had my own TikTok.
Yep.
All day long, I could have been like, go buy this, go this.
Yeah.
And they're like, just put the logo on the board. Just make sure the logo's showing on the board. I'm like, and I was trying to get to their heads. I'm like, you could have a link on my blog. Like,
Yeah.
we could have like my own board short and shirt. And like, you could have like direct links. And like, I'm getting millions of views a week.
I know. And they were just worried about the next surfer mag.
Dude, like, just make sure the logo's showing on your nose. But I was frustrated because, like, not only was I crushing on tour, I had my own TikTok.
Yeah.
And then they're paying Tori and Granger like $100,000 more than me. And like they're getting zero exposure.
Yeah.
And I like grew kind of bitter.
Really resentful.
Well, me and Billabong were clashing because it was like low key they knew.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to spend the money. Because they're like, Taj just want bells. Taj want bells. We have to give him an extra $100,000.
Well, yeah. And you just honestly had the wrong time. You were doing the right thing at the wrong time.
Dude, I was like I was endless summer
I know.
by myself. Like, I was millions. I was a pool of money. And no one could get it.
No, because they didn't get it. No one understood the internet yet.
The only person that got it was Verizon.
And Andy.
Well, yeah, right before he passed.
I know, he was starting to figure it out. Andy Adams.
Well, I drew Andy a map.
Like what? How to get on the
I was
internet?
explaining him the internet and how, like, dude, I'm sitting on millions of dollars.
And he's like, whoa, dude.
Because he had his production company with this guy, this producer, and they were trying to make DVDs still. And I'm telling Andy, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I have millions of subscribers. He's like, what's a subscriber? I was speaking in Spanish to people.
Dude, like, what is that language?
I'm like, Andy, I like sat him down. I drew this big map. I'm like,
Internet.
look. I'm like, dude, the internet. I'm like, you know, like people look at Surfer Magazine. I'm like, so I Googled Surfer Magazine. I'm like, how many mags do they make?
Yeah.
I was like, he's like watching. He's like, oh. I'm like, they make 10,000 mags a month.
What's it?
Yeah. And he's like, okay, that's pretty gnarly, right? And so I took him over to my blog and I showed him my subscribers and I was like, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so this week 1.5 million people looked at my blog. And he's like, what? And I'm like, so think 10,000 people look at a magazine. 1.5 million people looked at my website this week.
That's crazy.
10,000 a month.
I
And
know.
it was clicking in his head. He's like, oh, this is gnarly.
You're like the Zuckerberg.
Oh, dude, I was the Zuckerberg of surfing world.
Dang
So
it.
I was at his house. I know I'm drawing maps and I'm
Yeah.
telling him, I'm showing him the codes. I'm like, Andy, if we make a surf movie
Yeah.
and put it online for free
Yep.
with you,
Yeah.
we're going to get 100 million views.
Easy.
I'm like, the views are going to be so gnarly. And we can, on the blog, we can do links. We can have the sponsors click through, like, board shorts we're wearing. You click the board short, go straight to
and
that.
now that's what everybody's doing.
I'm like, dude, Andy, it's going to be insane. And we're so ahead of it. No one knows how to use a laptop.
Yeah.
He's like, what's a laptop? And I like, showed him a laptop.
It's a
and I'm like,
computer. It's like a flip phone, but a computer.
so he was in. And so we were going to meet in Puerto Rico. And he's like, dude, I was up late one night and I saw like one of those ads for these like camera glasses. He was up late.
He was like trying to do it.
He was like, what if we got camera glasses? And I went up to Kelly and just started roasting him to his face. And we were sitting here, he was drinking coffee. He's like, dude, it'll be so gnarly. I'm like, dude, it's going to be insane.
So you
like,
guys were about to be like the first YouTube prank show.
so
surfing.
we were, so Jackass.
Yeah.
It was CKY.
Yep.
So CKY, they sold like millions of DVDs or maybe VHS.
Maybe.
They went to Jackass and did MTV. So that felt out of reach. You know, like, and I was thinking, I'm like, this is almost an underground CKY, but instead of trying to sell videos, we're selling views.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to him, like, we could be CKY of the internet, but not selling DVDs. We sell, like, branding.
Well, marketing, like.
From the views and stuff.
Yeah. Ad space.
So he was all in, and he had this production company. He's like, what do I do with this thing? I'm like, dude, it's kind of useless. And he was kind of tripping out. He's like, dude, we spent like $1 million. And then he was still trying to do the old format, like
DVDs,
surf trips, and like Billabong used to spend like $3 million. Like
on a surf trip movie.
Still Filthy costs like $5 million.
I don't doubt it. All those filmers, all those trips.
It's such old school, like.
Yeah.
Because they sent us to Barbados once. Dude, we were going out to eat every night at TGIF's.
What's that? Thank goodness it's Saturday.
Thank God it's Friday restaurants.
TGIF.
Remember those?
Yeah. You said S, I think.
No, I said S. So I remember we were getting the bill.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 10 of us.
Yeah, it's probably a couple.
And we were eating good.
Yeah, drinking.
Yeah, like 50 beers each. I think we're spending $1,000 a night.
Yeah, which is a lot.
So I remember we got back from Barbados and we spent like $100,000.
Oh my!
Just on food and stuff.
Partying.
But dude, those were the glory days.
Dude, bring them back.
Dude, those days were so sick because we were spending money like it was nothing.
Dude, I remember we went to in Aki World when we went to Peru, and we were like just racking up
kings.
We were racking up hundreds of dollars everywhere. But now it's like,
yeah, that was the fun part of that era. Like money wasn't an
they're
issue.
just like, all right, here's $100K.
But dude, when he passed away the next week,
dude,
it was like, it was not only crushing losing like a legend, but the plan we had. Like we had Monster Energy in. We had like, I think we had $300,000.
Dude.
Like ready to do this movie.
And then Andy passed.
He passed. Everyone went, Frink!
Yeah.
Everyone pulled out.
Dang it.
And I luckily tricked Billabong. I had it in my contract. I would get $50,000 for the movie.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get out of that. So they paid me like years after the film.
Really?
So the whole year I spent my own money on Surf Madness.
Dang it, man.
Surf Madness, like it's like an underground core lord film, but it was really the catalyst of the new realm
of postings. And now they don't even make movies anymore, do they?
Now it's not even.
Yeah.
That's why it's like no one even cares about movies. So how are we going to care about this thing?
What's crazy is you'll see a surf clip of a dude and it's like an ender in a part. And it's just what they posted that week. It's like the ender, best barrel, big boosty. And it's like, that would have been the ender of a surf movie. Now it's just like.
I know. Well, it's unfortunately, if you're a surfer, you're going to have to vlog.
You have to vlog pod.
Vlog pod.
Dance.
Dancing Crocs. They just need to do what Jamie O'Brien's doing.
I know.
Hire a team and do it.
Stay psyched and be happy.
But you've seen surfers talk. I mean, we just watched that clip.
I know.
We were all like, yeah, it's kind of nerdy.
So the guy would ask a question from memory. I'm pulling this. Like, so you were in blah, blah, blah with Taj. How was it? He's like, yeah, I like surfing with Taj. And the guy would go, well, cool, man. Let's get into
yeah, so sorry, you're from the Big Island, right? He's like, yeah, I'm kind of like from there, and yeah.
He'd be like, cool. So Sterling, the poor guy was just reaching.
Well, to stick up for Hawaiians a little bit. Hawaii back in the day with no internet, it was like living in the back country.
Yeah, it was like kind of rednecky.
Yeah, it was like they had no connection to reality.
Yeah.
They were just getting barreled and like wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, just chilling.
I remember back in the day, I would fly to Hawaii with a mixtape on a CD, and it blow the Hawaiians' mind.
Like a CD that you burned for a girl you liked?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember I brought one, and like, dude, next time, can you like bring us all the new 50 Cent? So I brought them all the new 50 Cent, and dude, it was like
like drug deal.
So much respect. I remember like shaking their hands. And like, dude.
First got to burn a CD for him.
And they played in their trucks, and they're like, whoa, this is gnarly.
Didn't even know
because you didn't get it there. It took forever to ship it there.
To download
the
it.
50 Cent CDs are sitting in a box, like waiting. Like Hawaiians kind of struggled to make money from surfing. They had to be either so gnarly a pipe, where they could make money, or you're screwed. There's not like you.
Yeah, you parked cars.
Jamie O'Brien was the first to catch on to my world,
the internet world.
Yeah, and Jamie, he was already ahead of his time. He was making his own surf movies.
Yeah, just for
on
himself.
DVDs. And I remember watching that as a kid, and that inspired me. Like, and I kind of like. I was like, well, if you took it to the internet?
Yeah.
It took them a while to realize the internet.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember I told Jamie.
About it?
Yeah, I told him about the internet.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I was surfing this one night at Backdoor. It was like kind of gnarly, like, and it was getting dark. And we were surfing, and he didn't know me. And I was like, he was like the guy. I was like, Jamie, like, I loved your newest movie. My dad has it in his surf shop. So when I told him that, he's like my best friend. He's like,
I like this guy.
he's like, oh, and he let me go on a wave, and I got this crazy barrel and like a sky. Who was it? It was Nelly, this photographer. He was using flash at night.
Oh, sick.
So I remember like in this barrel at Backdoor at night, and and a flash went off. And I was like, whoa. And I remember like I saw stars, and I was in the barrel, and it was dark, and I was like, this is gnarly. And I paddled back out, and I'm like, dude, what did you just do to me?
Dude.
And he's like, I got a flash on my... And dude, that was like the crazy...
That was new?
Oh, yeah. That was the craziest technology to us.
So then you told Jamie about the internet.
So when I paddled back out, I was like, dude, you got to get on the internet. I'm like, dude, I got this vlog. And like... I'm like, I got so many subscribers, and he's kind of like writing me out. He's like, yeah, whatever, kid.
Yeah,
like, and like, cause he's like, I'm selling so many DVDs. Are you kidding me?
Dude, so you started an animal.
Well, it took like 10 years for that seed to sprout.
Well, and then you go down our history. Then we got tricked by the freaking Vimeo world, and then that was like another avenue of.
Well, Jamie he's smart. He's a smart businessman.
Yeah.
And he saw that YouTube. I couldn't get into YouTube. I couldn't do it.
It was too like mainstream.
Well, I was already so controversial being so pro internet.
Yeah.
Doing YouTube too at the time. There's so many weird ads, and like it looked terrible. It didn't have HD yet.
It didn't look good.
So Vimeo looked
clean.
Great.
Yeah.
And then Dane Reynolds, he took off Marine Layer and was putting out weekly high definition movies.
On Vimeo?
Yeah, on Vimeo.
Dang.
On his vlog. So then when Dane did that, that's when I blew up in the surf world.
Because everybody started.
Well, I had my own TikTok world already, doing funny, stupid.
Yeah.
Because I was filming something just like we do today. I'd film it and upload it on the vlog,
Right.
just as a video, a weird video on the vlog.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we would do like, you know the rules or whatever.
yeah.
And those things I would get like millions of views, but
Yeah.
I couldn't show it to anyone. Like
Dang it.
Instagram now, Reels. You look
Yeah.
at Reels and it's like, oh, this video is 2.7 million.
Well, now everything is firing on all cylinders, and there's content
I
galore.
know. I'm kind of like maybe the way like
What?
maybe the way like Mark Richardson's felt when he like made the first twin fin,
Like,
and he's trying to tell people like, no, like it's
Yeah.
kind of sick, and
no
but
one got
mine's
it.
a weird, stupid internet, bro. Dude, I found the internet and was trying to tell everyone,
Yeah.
and no one was listening.
I feel like if you would have just had one good meeting with some executive producer at Billabong or something.
Well, I remember I got an agent who she was an agent for this gnarly skater at the time. I can't remember his name. It wasn't
Ardo, sorry.
no, it was like Rodriguez or
Paul Rodriguez? P-Rod?
yeah, it was P-Rod.
Dude.
She was his agent for P-Rod, and he was making so much money. And she was like, she got it, and she's like, Sterling, you're worth so much money.
Yeah.
And so she tried to talk to people in Billabong, and I almost lost all my sponsors.
Like, who is this lady?
Yes, because the surf industry was so dumb. She was like, he needs 500K and like this and that. She was like trying to do what she does for the skaters.
Yeah.
And they're all like, I almost lost my sponsorship with Billabong.
Because she, like, scared him away.
I remember I told my sponsorships I'm going to go on YouTube, and Reef told me they were going to drop me. Can you believe that?
Now it's like, please go on YouTube.
Well, Jamie O'Brien kind of left his sponsors.
Really?
Red Bull believed in him because Red Bull had a YouTube channel. They got it.
Yeah.
So Red Bull gave him the green light.
Yeah.
And with me, I couldn't get a green light from anyone.
Dang it.
Because I was going to do, I had the vision of, what's his nuts? Rob Dyrdek.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm the Rob Dyrdek of the surf world.
Totally.
Like, easy.
yeah.
I'm like the Napoleon Dynamite / Rob Dyrdek. And I was still crushing like contests and stuff.
I know.
I was doing it all.
Sucks.
My brain hurt. I was like, eh.
I know. It's stressful, dude.
Well, that's why I kind of like broke down. I was doing too much.
Yeah, you were doing way too much.
I had like a production company. I had
Traveling,
this, I had that.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like spinning so many plates. Like,
Ugh.
and Billabong was still trying to send me on like model trips.
Oh, to take photos of board shorts and stuff?
Oh my gosh, dude. when you're crushing it hard and then
Yeah.
they try to send you on a model trip
Yeah.
and you hang around these models like
Yeah, and you're just standing.
and they're ripping you off
Why?
because they pay these models like $5,000 a day. I remember talking to this girl.
Oh, and you're on salary.
I'm on salary for $50,000.
What'd the girl say?
The girl was making like $2,000 a day.
Dude.
She's just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, I could be in freaking Tahiti right now.
You sound like such a brat.
Well, I was such a content machine.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are wasting my time.
Yeah.
Like, go make Granger Larson do this.
I love it.
Like, they didn't understand. Like, I had my own.
Yeah.
I was a Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Well, missed that train.
Well, it's kind of like I did everything for everyone, and they all used my shoulders and like
Yeah.
pushed up, and I'm like, "Ay."
And now Jamie's killing it.
And I almost like, I kind of died for people.
What do
I
you-
sacrificed myself.
So you were kind of, you were the,
I was a sacrificial lamb.
the guinea pig that went in and,
It like tore me to shreds because I couldn't make money doing it.
Yeah.
And I was putting so much effort and basically giving everyone all the ideas to do everything.
and then they monetized that.
And then I like died kind of and like went on a 7-year like
Rediscovery.
spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Because I got so burnt out, it made me want to leave. The internet will mess your brain up. All these TikTok kids are finding out.
Yeah.
So I realized this world is bad for you.
It's toxic.
It's toxic. So I remember I didn't look at my phone for like a whole year once.
Dude.
And I remember I felt so good. I would go walk out in the desert and just, I was so one with nature. It was insane, dude.
You were so burned out.
I was so burned out, and I just kind of like rediscovered myself.
Yeah.
That's why now I'm so happy, because I have ground.
Well, you're balanced.
I'm grounded now.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be the weird guy out in the desert all day. There's a good balance.
Yeah. Well, now it's like we can crush a couple pods, and then
you can go
surf and be alone.
Yeah.
I do love connecting with people with this podcast and stuff. Like,
yeah.
It's fun making people laugh.
Well, there's been so many cool comments. Like, I went live a second ago, and someone's like, "Hey, I'm going into surgery in a couple days, and your podcast talking about your like mental health and your head injury." And it's like, it helped me a lot. And it's like, dang, you never know who's listening and who's helping.
Well, that's why I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
There's you gotta have like reason behind you do things to make it worth it.
Oh yeah, if it's
just money,
oh no,
you can't be happy.
No, you'll burn out.
If you're not helping people, it feels meaningless.
Yeah, it feels empty and fake.
Unless you're a full-on narcissist in Hollywood.
They're stoked.
And you're just trying to get laid, like, oh, I just want to see myself really big
on a billboard.
I want to see myself really larger than you.
I know, and I follow all these like famous podcaster dudes, and they're always talking about how like, yeah, I'm depressed and I'm lonely, and I'm like, but while they're talking about it, they're on a podcast.
Dude, freaking Bob Marley was talking about like inner riches. Like he's like, my riches are not, it's life itself.
Yeah, it's not monetarily.
Dude, that's what I found walking in the desert.
Yeah.
It's like, inner happiness is everything.
I've always heard like you don't care about being happy, you care about being joyful.
What do you mean?
Like full of joy. Like it's not like, because happiness comes and goes. Like tomorrow I'm happy. The next day my dog dies, I'm not happy. But like you're full of joy.
Fulfillment and
joy.
Alive. Like, it's funny now. Like, I used to not be able to surf without being filmed. Because I'm like, dude, what if my freaking air reverse doesn't get it on footage?
Oh, so you would be like, there's no point to go if there's no camera.
Now I wake up at 5 a.m.
Like, I don't even care.
I'm in the gym.
Dude.
And by the sun up, I'm surfing harder now. And it's like,
dang it.
It's like I do it. No one sees it, and dude, it feels worth more than anything.
It'd be nice to get it on film.
I think there's a beautiful connection with God, universe, whatever you want to call it, where it's just you and him, and it's just, you're just praising life, God. Like what y'all do in church, that's what I'm doing in the ocean.
But but everybody else is on camera and posting and narcissistic and...
It's like my soul's doing it, not my like ego.
It's like God's filming it.
Yeah. It's like God's like, do it. Yeah. That was gnarly.
Dude,
that's a good analogy.
God's posting it on the internet.
God's freaking Dude, it feels so sick. I was up so early. It was so cold. I got some new booties, like got my hood and gloves, and like, dude, I was surfing so hard, like, and it was so beautiful out. And like,
there's no photography.
I'm so lucky to be out here, dude.
So is that something you could encourage other surfers? Like, don't film stuff. Like, don't worry about it. Because there's people that are like average surfers that they get their GoPro and they get their wife.
It's like surfing is an art form, and think of it as like a painting. Like, you don't paint. If you're painting for results, your happiness will only come from the results.
True.
It's like if you're painting because you just love it and it's a freedom of expression, dude, it's the best time ever.
Amen.
So I'm out on the freaking waves, putting in the work.
For art's sake.
For God's sake.
That's rad.
And just being alive, like, I laid in bed for so long. Like, I just wanted to be out there so bad. So now that I'm out there and the elements are gnarly, and like, dude, I'm so happy. I'm a seagull.
Yeah.
I'm a pelican cruising. Like feel so lucky to be out there.
That's
Everything
rad.
I feel and smell, like I'm just drinking it all in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm alive. It's insane.
Most people are just like, oh, what am I eating for lunch?
And then I go back to the gym and just freaking crush a couple chest presses and hit the sauna and like, what up, Chip? Like,
what up, Chip? Dude, that's sick.
dude, you need people.
Chips.
You got to be around people once a day.
Oh, for sure, dude.
It's this weird, you got to get charged up.
It is weird. You can be kind of lonely and by yourself, and then the second you interact, you feel their energy, and
Dude,
it wakes you up.
That's why I love the gym so much, and being in a small
Building.
place with them.
Yeah.
It's like I see the same people every day, and I say the same stuff, but it's like we're charging each other back up. It's like, you're having a good day, like, good on you, like, how's the fam? Like, it's like you're bumping each other back up. You're caring about each other.
Yeah.
You're pouring love into each other.
Well, then let's go to the Surf Expo.
If you love them so much. I will go to the Surf Expo if they bring it to Pensacola.
Dude, that would be sick.
Bring it to Pensacola.
We have a big town now.
We'll do a huge pod show.
Pensacola Expo. Get it out of Orlando.
Should we have our own Surf Expo?
Dude, that'd be fun. Get JB to help us do it.
Let's do a Surf Expo.
And Gulf Breeze.
And we'll pod it.
Dude, Gulf Breeze Expo first in the gym. Roy Jones will be there. Roy Jones can sell his gloves and stuff.
Surf.
Oh, it has to be surfing, right?
It's a Surf Expo.
Dang it. That would be rad.
That's what the Expo needs to pay us to come do.
Do it.
Come do a show.
Here.
I mean, if they want to get me to Orlando,
yeah,
like, pay us like a freaking real person. That's what surf industry can't understand. It's like, yo, we're like doing real stuff.
I know. They're like, we'll give you a free board short if
They're like, we'll give you $100 gift certificate
to our website.
It's like, dude, we're real people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can go on a pod tour and make a lot of money.
That'd be sick.
We're not gonna freaking come to Orlando Surf Expo for $200. Like, we can sell 10 shirts online.
The reason I want to go to an expo is because I see pictures and I see Kelly's there and I see like...
They're so old school.
But it'd be so fun to vlog
I love that they still go to surf expos.
Let's vlog it.
They can't turn it off. They're such businessmen.
I know.
It's like, we need to go to the surf expo and stand in front of this booth. How do they still do it?
They love it.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
They're boomers.
I know.
It's a totally different mind.
I know, but Kelly's there with his slippers. His moon shoes. Do surfers have superstitions? Have you ever? Really? Because we've never talked about this. What superstitions are out there for surfers?
Well, if you're doing surf contests, you do.
Like, oh, I need the right leash or something?
Well, like certain wax bars, certain board shorts.
Like, I wore these when I won.
If you shave before a contest, if that worked.
Do you have one from you? Like, do you eat a thing of sand before you go out?
I had certain boards, certain suits that just felt right.
Like, you were
put me in the right zone. I had certain songs.
Oh.
Dude, this is funny.
Okay.
The song that I won my most heats with was Justin Timberlake and Timberland.
What's that one?
What goes around comes around.
What goes around comes around.
Goes around, goes around,
yeah.
goes around.
So you would listen to that beforehand.
Oh, I'd have my headphones on. Like,
that's the song?
That's the song.
Dude.
I don't know why.
So that was a superstition.
Yeah, it put me in the zone.
And you're like, I got to listen to this song before every game.
Yeah, like,
dude. I bet there's some creepy ones out there. Like Aki probably like.
Dude, I remember I almost won like this freaking 6-star contest.
Yeah.
And then I was in the semifinals. And dude, I was crushing everyone. Like, no one was going to, I was going to win. And dude, I blew it. I ate this turkey sandwich.
You went in from a heat and ate a turkey sandwich.
So I was like listening to that song and everything was right and I was staying light. And some reason I got nervous and like did something different. And I ate this huge turkey sub.
Like a big club.
I remember I ate it all and I pedaled out and my energy went.
Dang it.
And I went so heavy. I remember like my brain felt foggy. Like everything just stopped. I had all this momentum. It was like a 10-day contest.
Oh, God.
That used to be so long.
Do you think someone poisoned your sub?
Like, someone poisoned my turkey sub, dude. I remember at that turkey sub, I was like, I was doing these gnarly aerosol event, and I couldn't even.
Someone like poured NyQuil in your turkey.
Well, turkey is a kind of.
Oh yeah, you idiot! It's got tryptophan in it.
Yeah, it made me sleepy.
So don't eat turkey before you surf.
Dude, I remember it was like 6-day event. And
6 days.
Yeah, I was started in the first round. I was just crushing everyone. Like,
why would they do it so long?
they used to be so long. They're like cricket matches back then. You'd surf one heat a day for 6 days.
That's crazy.
Because there's so many people.
Weird.
So yeah, freaking turkey sub.
So don't eat turkey and wear the right things and listen to Justin Timberlake.
Find your song.
Find your song.
Now, I would crush contest.
Yeah, because you've got that fire. Could you surf a contest still? Like, could you and friggin'...
I think so.
Like, who called you
I'm
out?
getting kind of gnarly.
Did someone call you out recently to surf a contest? You and, like, Gravy, like Pipeline or something? Could you destroy Ben Gravy?
Depends on where we're surfing.
Really?
And now are we riding soft tops or are we riding normal boards?
Normal boards.
I think Ben Gravy could beat me. Like, he can ride big waves.
Really?
I think he could beat me, like, maybe a big pipe.
Hmm.
Because it's like anyone could beat anyone.
Yeah, one big wave. And
But if it was like small waves,
dude,
I'm going to take him out.
I know
No
you-
disrespect.
Because you're like a small wave wizard, dude.
Dude, if it's waist high and under,
Yeah.
I don't know who can beat me. Maybe Felipe.
Maybe Clay.
Italo.
Oh, Italo, yeah.
No, I could crush Clay Marzo.
Really?
And waist high and under. He's so big.
Is he?
Dude, if it's waist high and under,
Maybe Italo could be you.
maybe.
If he does one of those stupid tricks.
Dude, I remember I used to go to Cocoa Beach and it would be like shin high and everyone would be like, oh no. And I'd be just freaking.
Because you're a perfect height. You're 5'9"-ish.
I know. I really am perfect height for surfing. And like I'm super agile.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to surfing tiny, crappy waves.
Yeah, bull crap.
And in the Gulf, you have to get going so fast to even ride the wave.
Yeah.
Because the wave's like, so you get 1 second.
Yeah. So that was such an advantage in a weird way that you maybe didn't even realize as a kid.
Well,
Like you'd go to California and you were just
well, when I was doing the QS, if it was like tiny, everyone would be like, oh no. And I'm like,
Gulf of Mexico, boy.
if it was tiny, like, laters. Like, sorry.
Later, dude.
I remember one of my best results was at the Mr. Price Pro in Durban, South Africa.
Dang.
I made it to the finals.
Yeah.
And like the whole event was like waist high and it was this long right. Dude, no one had a chance.
Really? You won?
I remember I got this new Wade Decoro and it was all sharp and knifey and I was like, rah, rah, rah. And like everyone could barely get up and I'm like, ah.
See, that's what's cool about. That's why I think Kelly's good too, because he grew up at Cocoa.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what, dude. You look, like, if you look up the best surfer in the world, he's from freaking Florida.
But what happened in that contest?
Yeah.
The finals day, it got big.
Oh.
And they moved it to a different spot.
And you're like, dang
This
it.
weird reefy break. And I was trying to use the same agileness and it wasn't working. I had to slow it down.
Oh. So then the Florida thing kind of didn't help.
No, I lost.
Dang it.
I got last that day.
What does that mean, though? What did you do in the contest? Did you get...
Ended up fourth.
Dang. Respectable.
That year was kind of nerdy. But that was the year where it was the fork in the road.
Really?
The contest and the internet.
Oh, yeah. It was like internet or contest?
And Still Filthy. We were filming Still Filthy and I was doing all these like insane trips.
Yeah.
With Andy and Taj and Joel. And I'm like, dude, this is kind of way funner.
Yeah.
And I had my internet world happening and the tour was such a grind then.
Yeah.
You would do these contests for weeks and no one even cared or heard about or anything. You're wasting so much time.
And money.
And money. I'm spending all my own money because
Yeah.
Billabong, they're like, here's freaking $50.
Yeah.
Kid.
Go safe.
There's so many good surfers in Florida and they just fish.
They fish?
You just look on their Instagrams and they're just fishing.
Like fishing.
Yeah, they're just fishing.
Like real fishing. So, yeah.
Like this kid, Evan Geiselman.
Yeah?
Dude, this kid's got more money than like any East Coast surfer.
Yeah.
And he just fishes.
It's expensive to fish.
Is it?
If you're going offshore all the time.
No, they go in like little lakes in New Smyrna.
Oh. So you're saying it's kind of a block for him? Like he could be even better?
I think the younger generation is just they got too much money.
They're too distracted.
Like Kelly and those guys, they had to work so hard to get to the money.
Yeah.
And they were already getting like hundreds of thousands of dollars
Right
as
out
a
the
kid.
gate. Yeah.
So like dude, there's this other gnarly surfer kid. They call him Rasta Rob. I just have caught on to him. Like I see him on Instagram. I'm like, dude, this kid surfs so good. And I'm like, why aren't you surfing like out? Why aren't you in Hawaii
tour?
right now? Why aren't you being seen?
Why?
And he's like surfing these knee-high waves, doing the craziest airs, and he's got such good style and technique.
Is he fishing a lot?
He's just fishing all day and getting stoned.
Fishing's fun.
Dude, if you can make money off surfing, you gotta freaking go for it.
Hang up the fishing pole.
Well, I think a lot of these young guys, they come from rich families or something. Dude, yeah, there's a couple Groms. And I say Grom, they're like 26 years old.
Yeah, they're like 27, 26.
Yeah, they come from rich families and they just surf in Florida and fish.
Really?
They're like, I'm going to get my dad's house eventually. Like, why do I need him?
My dad's about to die. I'll just chill on this house.
Dude, they don't have any reason to go and
It's ambition. It's
go
fire.
for it. Because, like...
Well, that's what's crazy is one guy's going to do it. There's going to be another Kelly, another Laird, another Shane Dorian, and he's going to take over because he has the drive.
It's like, I don't know if they can, though, because of the phone.
True. Screw it.
Like, for me, like, my dad was like...
Oh, your dad freaking had a whip in
He
his hand.
didn't give me anything. I remember, like, if I had to, like, sell my boards and give him the money back.
Or, like, was he bad? Like, if you had a Game Boy, was he like...
No, we didn't have anything.
He would just knock it out.
I was just trying to stay out of the house from my mom.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And I would go surf, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Better be out in the water than...
It's either be at home with mom or be
Yeah.
surfing with dolphins.
Yeah.
And my dad was so chill.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
It was so easy to be around. So I was like, dude, I'll just freaking surf. But then when I started getting older, I don't know how I guess I got it from my dad, but I was like, dude, if I really go for it now,
Yeah.
I could like make money by the time I'm a senior in high school.
Weird.
And I was like thinking so far ahead because my brother, he was working the craziest jobs.
What was he doing?
Delivering pizzas or
Yeah.
chicken wings and cleaning boats or whatever.
Right.
My brother used to carry around this list of jobs he's done. And it was like the gnarliest, weirdest
To remind
job.
himself?
No, he would hand it to the new job. We have a new job.
A resume.
Like, yeah, resume.
A list of his jobs.
Well,
AKA a resume.
okay, a resume that he wrote out.
Okay, that's weird.
It wasn't like,
typed up like
yeah, it wasn't like an official stamp.
pressure washer. That's funny.
So that freaked me out.
Because you didn't want to clean boats.
Well, I'm from the Gulf of Mexico.
Well-
I'm not in California.
Yeah.
Like, my ticket out of here was surfing. Like, I'm from a small town. There was no internet yet.
Yeah.
There's very little options.
Kathy Lee had already helped Abby.
I'm either going to work in the surf shop
Yeah.
for $6 an hour. JB's going to be whipping my ass.
Dude, can you imagine?
Our Uncle JB's gnarly. He would have never given me a raise.
Nar.
If I had to work in the shop, I'd still be working for like $8.99 an hour. And he'd be like, I don't know if you put enough time yet.
You'd be scrubbing the floors.
Like our family was just so old school. It's like, you've only worked here for 20 years. I don't know if you deserve a raise yet.
Yep.
So surfing was like,
Your golden ticket.
and like, I had to win contests to get to the next
Contest.
Stage.
Yeah.
like,
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
I don't want it to hit you in the face.
Yeah, dude. So like being a pro surfer was like my way
That was
out.
it. That was your only thing.
I'm from the Gulf of Mexico, now known as the Gulf of America.
Yep.
I'm like, what people don't realize, I'm like a third world country to the surf world.
No, yeah, I get it.
Like we are our own country over here.
Right.
Like I'm from like a pond,
Yeah.
like in Germany or something.
Or Mexico.
Yeah. That's what frustrated me. Like I kind of was like a third world country, but still an American.
Well, they looked at you like a foreigner.
Dude, I got paid the least because I was from the Gulf.
You just had that mark.
Everyone never, they're just like, oh, he's from the Gulf. Like, he should be lucky he's already getting 50K. Dude, they gave me 50K when I was 16.
I bet you felt like a friggin' king.
Oh my God. I remember sitting in Hawaii signing the contract. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, I'm kind of nerd.
Rich.
Dude, 50K a year? That was like 300K.
Dude,
now.
especially when you're 16.
So I remember I signed that contract and I moved to Hawaii.
Dude.
I was like, dude, I'm kind of gnarly.
You arrived.
But then it was like when I hit 22 and I hit the freaking gold rush with the internet and stuff,
Yeah.
then they were like, they never gave me a raise. So I made 50K my whole career with Billabong.
Lame.
So it was super sick then. And then I'm like, well, I'm worth like freaking 500K now.
And they didn't
They're
want
like, look at that. And they would run out of the building.
because they didn't get it.
Every year they would drop a couple guys. So they would bring us in the same day and act like, oh, this is an accident. So we would all of a sudden end up in the lobby together wearing our terrible Billabong shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what are you doing here? And they're like, oh, what are you doing here? They didn't tell us we're all about to talk about our contracts.
Oh my God.
So they would, so the guys that were kicking out 1st, dropping,
Yeah.
they would bring him in first.
So you'd see him crying?
Yes.
Dude.
So they bring him in like cattle, scared, and they would drop the first kid, and you'd see him coming out crying. Like, dude, it was so sad.
Oh.
So you'd see him crying, and you're sitting there like,
I'm next.
so like then the next guy will go in, and he come. So they drop like, say if there's like 10 of us,
Yeah.
they drop like 5,
Dang.
and then they would bring on like 2 or 3 new ones.
I see.
So, so the first 5 guys get dropped. It's like The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna get the rose or not? So I'd see all these kids go crying.
Yeah, big deal.
And then they would bring me in. So you're already like
scared.
scared.
You think you're done.
So they start the conversation of Sterling. You know, we're really pleased on what you've done this year. You know, gotten this, you've done that. But the budget is getting tighter this year, and you know, we just had to drop a couple guys. And they acted like you didn't just see them crying running out of the house.
They know what they did.
So you're just like, and we're gonna pay you the same, and you're like, oh my God, like this is insane.
And you maybe were thinking, I'm going to ask for a raise. I'm going to ask
Oh
for a
yeah,
raise.
you always wanted a raise, and they by the time you would even get to that, they're like, okay, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
And you're
'cause-
like, you're like,
thank you.
yeah, I take it.
Dude, that's genius of them.
It was gnarly.
That should be illegal.
It should be illegal.
That ain't right.
And so then you'd like go home, and they invite you to this like surf expo party. I
yeah.
remember watching like the head of Billabong's like spending so much money on
champagne.
drinks and cocaine. Like
The budget's tight.
budget's tight right now, and you see them throwing money late that night. Like
And you're just happy to be
they're
there.
at strip clubs. They'd always end up at strip clubs.
Really?
So they'd have these parties, and then the bigwigs would like sneak off in like their car, and they
Yeah.
would like bring a couple people. All of a sudden, you're at like a strip club with like these gnarly guys.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy, dude.
so then a week later, you'd hear about this new kid getting on Billabong.
Yeah. He's a cute 12-year-old.
Yeah, pretty much. And you would hear these numbers getting thrown around.
Dude.
He's getting 150K. He's getting 250K. And you're like,
I thought they were tight this year.
yeah, I thought the budget was going down this year. Dude, Billabong was $1 billion company.
I know, dude.
And you're a kid, you don't understand these things.
Dang, you just got a little. Why wasn't like, not to bring up stuff, why didn't your dad like come to your side and be like, listen here, boy?
Well,
Was he off running around? Like busy?
they had too much of a stranglehold.
Yeah.
The only way, Dane Reynolds talked about this, the only way you're going to get a raise is if some other company,
Yeah.
Quicksilver, were like, hey, Sterling, what if you came over here for $200K?
Then they've been, we're going to give him 220K.
That's the only way you got a raise.
So you should have gone to some other company and kind of been like, hey, I'll ride with you.
Dude, I couldn't because I was already with Billabong for so long.
Contracts.
At the time, I was one of the longest. It was me and Aki.
Yeah.
Me and him got on Billabong. Well, not at the same time, but like,
Yeah.
Aki was the longest guy on the team. I started riding Billabong when I was like 9 years old.
That's crazy.
So we're talking, when I'm getting up to like 27 years old,
Yeah,
like
it's been like 15 years.
I've been on it for a while. So you're just Billabong. You can't switch companies. It's like people see you and just think the company.
Yeah.
So it's like an actor. It's like someone doing Seinfeld and they can't get any other job
George
anywhere
Costanza
else.
is George Costanza.
Yeah, George Costanza can't like go to another sitcom.
Right. You are George.
That's what I got stuck in.
You were George.
So they kept me in this 50 grand pool the rest of my life. And at the same time, it's like, you're lucky just to get it.
And you're kind of like, yeah.
And they're not wrong.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I am lucky to be getting paid and being a surfer, but
still.
also just getting a raise out of respect.
Yeah.
That's what I was bummed with Billabong.
Like
show me some respect.
The loyalty that you had.
Yeah. So then I was kind of like kind of getting mad. So then they came up with this bonus trick. They're like, okay, because they did start feeling guilty. So they're like, okay, Sterling, we're gonna offer an incentive program. So if you get X amount of whatever, you get these bonuses.
Okay.
And they involved the internet.
Oh.
And they didn't realize how gnarly it was. They didn't realize I was a TikTok broccoli head.
Yep.
So then, dude, they owed me like $200K one year.
No way.
Because I was so gnarly.
Internet gnarly.
They didn't know. So I was just like, oh, this is easy. And I brought it to them, and then they're like, oh!
So what happened?
They ripped that incentive program up. And they're like, hey, sorry, we're going to have to make you a different one than everyone else. And I'm like, how's that legal or fair?
Jeez.
So they ripped that up and gave me another one, and I made 20 grand.
I mean,
I was owed $200K.
dude. And you probably thought, and then they shut it.
I wish you had. I had all these plans. I'm like, dude, I'm going to
Get a
start
tattoo.
I was like, I'm going to start my freaking Rob Dyrdek world. And
Yeah, and then 20K later. So,
and it took me years to get that money.
Really?
Then they would trick you. Dude, they would always trick you in like slow payments.
Yeah, here's a 100 grand.
So I got the 20K like 4 years later.
They sound like they hated you.
And they already owed me like 50K for the movie. And like, they're like, oh, fuck, it's kind of.
Dude. Well.
Oh, it was horrible. It's like.
Illegal.
It was such a.
It's like shady.
It was hard not to be bitter and be grateful at the same time. It's like, dude, I want to be grateful. Like, Billabong has done so much for me.
Maybe.
But at the same time, y'all are like screwing me over.
Maybe someone from Billabong will see this. They send you a 200K check.
Well, I would have never left Billabong, but I didn't get paid. I remember I didn't get paid for a year. And my manager at the time, bought Rusty.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll pay you like up front.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got it. Like, I didn't want to leave Billabong, but I was like, I can get paid.
You got to do what you got to do.
So I like left Billabong for Rusty, and then Rusty went under like in 3 weeks. They're like, oh, actually, I'm like, fuck, dude, are you kidding me?
The luck is terrible, dude.
And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is insane. And Rusty was trying to get me to go to Surf Expo. They're trying to get me to do all the stuff I like got out of.
I remember this. They were like, "You gotta go to Surf Expo," and you're like, "I'm not going." And they were kind of bumming at
I
you.
went.
You did?
The first one I went.
And they wanted you to go again?
Dude, I had the weirdest meeting with Michael Thompson.
Who's that?
He's Sean Thompson's brother. Michael Thompson was like this genius marketer in the 80s for Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So Michael Thompson's like a total legend.
Yeah.
But he did so much cocaine. He got a hole in his nose.
Oh, bummer. Poor guy.
Oh, bummer.
Okay, so
this guy partied so hard in the 80s.
Too hard.
He got this hole
Dang.
in his nose, in his septum or something.
Yeah.
So he would talk to you and it would bubble. These bubbles. I remember a bubble popped out and flew into the air. It was like. So I just signed with Rusty and Michael Thompson. They were bringing him in and he was going to like blow this company up. And Michael Thompson, he died not too long after. He was at the end of his life and he was losing his mind. So I'm like, I have so much respect for this guy.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at like a Denny's right next to the Surf Expo, just me and him.
Okay.
And he's like, Sterling, I've got so many ideas. And then he's like, he fell asleep
At the
talking to me.
And you're like, this guy's leading my career?
Dude, I'm at Denny's. I just drove 8 hours to Orlando. I hate Surf Expo. I'm sitting in a Denny's booth with Michael Thompson, legend. He's sleeping. And then he wakes up, he's like, and like acts like it didn't happen, and goes straight back into conversation. And his nose made this sound because the air went into the holes. So it was like,
stop.
So I'm sitting there
Trying to focus.
and the bubbles would pop at me, the snot bubbles. And I'm like, dude, what have I done? I just left Billabong. Like,
I'm at a Denny's.
I'm at a Denny's with Michael Thompson. And he's telling me all this stuff about Rusty, and I'm already so far ahead of the surf industry with the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are terrible ideas.
Yeah.
Like, you're a genius, and yes, it's cool marketing, but magazines is over, dude.
It's old school.
And I'm like trying to tell him, I'm like, dude, the fucking internet.
And he's like,
And he's falling asleep. And I remember, like, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I think I just threw my career away right now.
dude.
And then they're like trying to get me to like go to Brazil and trying to get me to do this and trying to get me to that. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to build an empire right now.
Right.
And y'all are like trying to make me go do this weird random stuff.
You like model some jogger pants.
Yeah, they're obsessed with these jogger pants and like make the. So they had us making weird videos. And then they didn't want to pay us.
I know, dude.
Remember we made them jogger
Yeah.
pants videos? They were like, here's the budget. Here's $3,000 for the budget.
Yeah.
And I remember I spent $3,000 on you and Golden Bear. And they're like, you spent it all? I'm like, you gave me $3,000 for the budget.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just hoping you use like $300 of it. I'm like, you give a budget, you spend it.
Yeah, that's the point.
So I gave you half and I gave Bear the other half.
Remember.
And and then they're mad at me. And I'm like, dude, this is insane. I've made the worst mistake of my life.
Dang it.
I should just be on Billabong still not getting paid.
You get them ugly shirts.
So yeah, that's the surf industry.
Wow, dang.
It's a bunch of hillbillies.
The road's not over. The journey still continues.
I mean, if Billabong was smart, they would sign me back up,
Let's do it.
get my $50,000 back going.
No, let's bump it up a little.
They would, dude, we could freaking crush
No,
it.
I get $50,000. You get $100,000.
Right. We split it up.
No, you keep it because you deserved it. All those years of sitting across from Bubble Boy.
Dude, you know how hard we could crush it for one of the surf companies?
I know. If we had like a budget and
If
some
they
structure.
could just get out of their heads.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That's episode 60. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Tell your mom we're every Tuesday. Uh-oh. Go get a West Peak from drinkwestpeak.com. What are you doing?
How's it? Thank you for watching Pinch My Salt, the hit podcast of the world's #1 surfer, Sterling Spencer. You know the rules. Subscribe and tickle that like button. Pinch My Salt.